Vine slowly opened her dad's room, taking silent steps. Her eyes were only focused on John. He raised the bed and looked at the knife. She glanced at the knife, then at her dad's sleeping figure. I'm going to punish you, Dada. She gave a creepy smile, moving the knife toward his chest. The sharp blade was about to touch his chest. Stop lying toward the door where he stood. He kissed her with his finger to come. She went to him and he closed the door behind her. We don't need to kill Father. We'll punish him in another way. He smiled and Ryan immediately nodded. Django was working in his home office when a man entered the room and bore his play in front of him. Marcus, when did you return? He asked. Marcus was one of his trusted men who had been working for him for many years. Today's was work on this file and came here. It's all the resume and submit and apologies and notes. All the Tomochuk gave permission to come in and Ryan entered with slow steps holding a paper in her hand. My college is organizing a 3-day trip, so can I go? She asked instantly. Jung spun the pen between his fingers and after 3 paragraphs of sentence hopefully you can go. White face immediately light up with a white smile and she gave the paper out to him. He sent this consent letter. Jung took the paper and signed his line. Turned to leave the room when Jimmy Leon entered. Uncle, she immediately went to Jim and said the note in his arm. Seems like our little pencil is very happy to do. Uncle, I'm not here. She said with a fake offended expression. You are ready, pencil. His face said she softly and gently. Marcus looked at them with a cold neutral face before silently leaving the room. Then he went to he's your elder. He scolded her. It's okay, Jung. Fairy used to call Jimin her little king when she was a child. Yes, I remember. She even had a crush on me, Jimin and them while teasing her and worrying some flip about. Yes, and she used to say she would hide him when she could That was the reason behind your happiness? That I he said while sitting on the chair, followed Jimin followed and sat beside him. She said she was complaining about you, Jimin saying, I can't put my daughter's life in danger by sending her on a false trip without security. My enemies could take advantage of finding Sia without protection. And how will you convince her? She is angry with you. I will plan a trip for her with the friends myself with full security. Jimin nodded at his idea. Then why did you give my information? What about her security? She lived with her grandparents for so many years, so no one know her. No one know that I will have the daughter. Theon noticed a faint hint of concern hidden behind Jungle's cold gaze. So you do care about Wyatt? He said with some No, I don't. I gave her permission because she has been hidden from the underworld since childhood. No one know who she is. Yeah, you don't care, he said while rolling his eyes, deciding not to push the topic further for now. 3 days passed like the wine. Vine had enjoyed her trip a lot. It had been full of adventure and fun. Today she finally returns home. She was extremely happy and had even bought gifts for everyone. At night, she walked towards her father's room to give him his gift. Then suddenly, a hand suddenly grabbed her wrist and pulled her into the corner. Another hand covered her mouth, silencing her instantly. Her eyes meet a pair of dark, cold ones, and she freezes. Come with me. He grips her wrist tightly and drags her outside, forcing her into the car before driving away from the mansion. He grips her wrist tightly and drags her outside. Inside the car, there is a complete silence. Vine quietly stares out of the window. After some time, the car stops at an apparent place. Come out, Gussie. Anger in his voice make her heart stop. She clucked nervously as he dragged her inside the abandoned house. She hits in pain but says nothing. Suddenly, he throws her onto the floor and she laughs. How dare you go on a trip without my permission? He barks angrily. I took it as permission. He reaches down in front of her and grabs her throat. I'm your father. You should have asked me for permission. But without permission, I can't go and get her lucky her out because of his people. You should have asked me first. How dare you go with that without talking to me? Ever since you got here, you have become very disobedient. He grits his teeth and starts affecting his squad by patting her with the anger. You will be punished, Vine says very I'm sorry, can I bring back the 3 days I spent without seeing you, without begging you, please forgive me. She was a friend of mine that one call backward in horror. It's been a while since you meet them. They said while caressing their hand, please don't do this. I want to hear from without your permission again. I'm sorry, but you see, Nedu, Panis, after coming here, my doll has become a brat, crying when so we stand up and begin making away. Go at his command. The two dogs run toward Brian. She runs as fast as she can, desperately trying to say, please stop them, stop them. She screamed for help while crying, but he only laughed cruelly. While running, Brian suddenly found near him on the floor. The dog stopped beside her, waiting for the owner's next command. Look at the state you are in. If you had asked me first, none of this would have happened. He bent down while walked toward him, trying to escape from the dogs and clinging to him tightly. Please spare me this time, I beg you. She clutched his shoulder desperately, smoking him an arm around her waist. No, I can't give you a chance again. You came here, forget that you are Muslim. No way, I will do it again. Smiling at him, throwing her leg up suddenly. She struggled violently to escape his arm, but he does not let go until his dog bites her hard enough to draw blood. She cries out in pain. My dinner. She looks at her injured thigh, where blood is flowing. Her nervously blank eyes begin to fill with emotion. The pain came. P.S. slowly break the hypnotic control he had over her. You will go to your dad without my permission. You will stay with me your whole life. No, I don't want to stay with you. I want to go to my dad. You are horrible. She cries and interprets through his body when he sees her emotions returning to her eyes. No, you cannot leave me. I love you. You only belong to me. He grabs her hair in tight grip. You don't love me. You are cruel and insane. I hate you. The last 3 words did it, and she slapped her and bite her again. Immediately shouted, the dog stepped forward and bite her fight. She screams and cries while the police do only laugh and excited. After some time, a doctor treats Vance for him and gives him injection. You can go. The doctor immediately leaves. The man walks toward Brian as well. How is the dog? And the voice is for the people she had earlier discovered. Come and next time his arms. Jimmy and Jimmy were on a mission. The enemy who had escaped from captivity was finally tracked down after they escaped. The enemy is inside the as he kicked the man lying on the ground, his body totally beaten. We have captured all of his men, Janko. He informed me just in Janko's phone ring. Soon he cancelled his name before picking up the call. Hello, Chili. Wine has a very high fever and she keeps asking you, what? But I can't come right now. Just give her medicine. She's refusing everything, medicine, food, nothing. She keeps asking about you. This girl, he groaned. He knew this habit of Brian. Whenever she got sick, she left her dad up beside her. Otherwise, she refused to eat or take medicines. No one could handle her when she was ill. No one except Jungkook. All right, I'm coming. He cut the call and turned around to face them when she was staring at him with questionable gaze. Why does a fever? She is refusing to eat anything. I have to go. All right, go take care of her. She become cranky and irritated when she is sick. Of course, I know about my daughter's habit. He's called immediately. Jungkook entered Vine's room where Sumi and Sohan were already present. The moment his eyes fell upon Vine, he froze. Her eyes looked pale, dark circles shadowed her eyes, and her once bright face appeared dull and lifeless. Seeing her red puffy eyes, a strange ache stayed in her heart. Why aren't you eating anything, Dad? Please be gentle. She is sick. His coat. Jungkook glared at him sharply. I'm sorry, but Jungkook rolled up his sleeves and sat beside Vine. Take the medicine. This time his tone was gentle. Vine looked at him with two eyes and slung in his stomach, wrapping an arm around his torso. Jungkook was taken back by her action and looked at Sumi. I will send the food, feed Vine, and then give her medicine. She left. Someone also followed her out. Vine, eat first and then to take the medicine. You will feel better, he said awkwardly. After so many years, speaking to her gently felt unfamiliar to me. Please don't leave. Then I felt your words, but said nothing. Amir entered with food, placing a plate on He seriously helped her sit up and place the plate in front of her while looked at him silently, wanting to eat from his hand. At least she could take advantage of her illness. Please eat, she said to him. Papiya, it's a good sign and start eating more. Do not push me away from you or at night, she said while taking a bite his hand hotly. What kind of things are you saying? I don't want to go away from you. Her innocent ways look just the same as when she was says, for a second he melted. You are not running away from here. He wiped her mouth where he should have been something very organized and nice. Softly, at least she could receive her the scare infection when she was sick. Yeah, take the medicine. I don't need to take the medicine. Dressed. He made her lie down and wrapped the blanket around her, turning to me. Quite complimented. Stay with me, she said in pleading tone. Unknowingly, he smiled slightly and lay down beside her, putting her into his arm. Don't leave me, otherwise he will come back, she said in terrified voice, clutching his shirt tightly. Who will come back? He asked with narrowed brow, realizing what she had said. Pine bit her lip. She was not supposed to say that in front of him. Nothing, just stay here. Don't go anywhere. She spoke like a frightened child, afraid that if her dad left, she would lose him again. All right, I'm not going anywhere. Now sleep. He noticed her strange behavior. Slowly, his hand moved to her hair, gently caressing it, holding her daughter close to his heart. After so many years, there is something unusual inside him, something deep and beautiful. Jen kept watching her face until sleep slowly cleared in his bed. A pair of dark eyes was there. In a few days, I will take my doll away forever, far away from everyone, to a place where it will be only me and my doll. Hence his jaw in fury as he looked at Pine sleeping peaceful in jungle sound. Meanwhile, in another room, Sheila was burning with jealousy. Her face clenched tightly as she remembered how everyone was right about Pine. Ever since she came back, she keeps taking everyone away from me. First Rohan, then mom, and now dad. White was applying ointment to the bite mark on her thigh. The injury the dog had left behind her health had improved now. The fever had gone 4 days ago, yet she remained confused while staring at the wound on her thigh. She had absolutely no memory of how it happened. Only a faint, blurry image flickered somewhere in the back of her mind. But she never spoke about it to anyone, just like before. This had happened many times in her life. Sudden scratches on her body, dark belt marks, small wounds, and every single time she would never remember when it happened or how it happened. With a heavy, frustrated heart, she let out a quiet sigh, forcing herself to look away from the case where it becomes the backyard where she sat on the ground. That's when she noticed John walking toward her. What is my little sister doing here? He asked softly as he sat beside her, and immediately adjusted her skirt, critically the wound. Nothing, I was just sitting. I'm sorry, love. I couldn't come to see you when you had a fever. How are you feeling now? I'm fine now, uncle. She gave him a small assuring smile. A heavy silence settled between them. Then noticed the way she kept getting the hesitation lingering in her eyes. Do you want to say something? He asked gently. Uncle, will you take me to Mama tomorrow? Tomorrow is her university. I will be going to check out slightly. The one day she told me he is coming. That's why he will get angry. She was silent and her heart still beat. Her face made painfully clear that she had told me this for a year. He said, gently holding her arm in his hand. Don't lie, I'm not a child anymore because of me. Mama and baby went away from Dada. That's why he hates me. Her voice trembled. She wanted to cry so badly, wanted to release the pain she had locked inside her for so many years. The pain of being pushed away by her own father. No, my child, it was not your fault. It was an accident. Don't blame yourself and don't believe Jungkook when he says those things. He is wrong. I saw Mama with my own eyes taking her last breath. Her breathing hissed as the horrifying memory floated back. No one knew what the little girl had endured, watching her Mama lying on the floor, crying and writhing in pain, drowning in blood right before her eyes. She was in pain and cursed so much pain. She broke down, tears burst from her eyes as her body trembled. Young immediately pulled her into his arm, holding her tightly against his chest. Calm down, baby, don't cry, relax. It's okay, easy, love. He murmured softly, rubbing her back gently and her trembling. I deserve it as well. She cried into his arm, pouring out the pain she had buried deep inside her for years. No, baby, you deserve only love. My little princess deserves only love and a lot of care. He pressed his kiss to her forehead and kept her in his arm for a while. Slowly, her sobs turned into quiet hiccup. Never think like that again, alright? You were just a child, it was an accident. idea from the warm, otherly comfort her uncle was giving. At night, Jago comes out of this study room and starts walking toward his bedroom when his gaze falls on Vahid, who was standing in the corridor. What is she doing here at this hour? He frowned and started climbing the stairs. Just then, he noticed a shadow near Vahid, but because of the darkness, he could not see clearly. Vahid